Okay. Oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Oh, man. Let's just take a moment, honestly, because WandaVision, a classic. An automatic classic in my book. So before we go any further, welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Dinesha, and welcome back if you are not new. I am starting a new segment on my channel where I talk about everything Marvel, which means I will talk about Marvel shows, Marvel movies, and I want you guys to stick around for that. So let's really get into it. So the episode starts with Wanda and Agnes, aka Agatha Harkness, picking up where they left off in the last episode, where they are outside of the house in Westview, and Agatha is pretty much holding, Wanda's kids around the neck, kind of just like, restraining them a lot. And she's pretty much been revealing to Wanda, like, you are the Scarlet Witch, which is her common name, and she is a Nexus being, as well as she possesses a lot of chaos magic, which is everything that we know of Wanda to be in the comic books, but now it is being narrated to us, to our faces, by Agatha herself. I wasn't really sure what to expect from this last episode. I knew it was going to be a final battle, but I came into this episode really curious as to what was going to happen to Vision. Because Vision was created through Wanda from her magic. He's very human-like in that world, but obviously from past episodes, he tried to escape and he tried to get out of Westview and tried to get out of the Hex, but he wound up not being successful because he was created in the Hex, so therefore he is not going to be able to survive outside of the Hex. But also contradictory, because Hayward is still able to track the Vision that Wanda created. In one of the episodes, they mentioned how they've been tracking, decaying vibranium. I didn't even know vibranium could, decay like that. I thought it was something that could last forever. And the fact that Wanda is kind of able to create vibranium out of thin air. Oh, it's a lot. It's honestly a lot. I came into this episode thinking that both of the Visions could meet their demise, meaning both of them could die by the end of this episode. Somehow, some way, they could destroy each other. Wanda could destroy both of them. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. Or my other theory was they can somehow merge together. But yes, going back to the moment with Vision versus Vision in the library. They were talking about the whole like ship of Theseus, and how if you replace a plank with a different type of plank, or if you replace all the parts of a ship, will it become a new ship after that, or will it be the same ship? And they both kind of came to the conclusion from that they are both the true Vision, just different forms of the Vision. I feel like a library was just the perfect setting for this kind of type of battle, where it's like a battle of the brains, very philosophical. And even though Vision is an android, he always carried this wisdom with him. Even though this was a Vision that was created from Hayward, at the end of the day, this was the original parts of the Vision. So they tried to suppress all that data and those memories that he had from his former shell. This Vision was able to access all that data and all those memories and actually give him those memories back, like everything from like when he was first created to the moment that he died. That just kind of left me questioning, like, okay, is he the actual Vision again? Is he the Vision that we've all come to know in the MCU? The Vision that Wanda fell in love with? The Vision that was created in Ultron? Or is he some form of Jarvis? I'm kind of torn between like if he's really the real Vision, because even though he gave him those memories back, I think what made Vision Vision is the fact that he was made up of all different types of things. He was made up of Ultron. Yes, he was still Jarvis. Yes, he was also a piece of Tony Stark. He was also a great deal of the Mind Stone. He's made up of all these different things, but at the end of the day, what really made him humanistic was the Mind Stone. It possesses a wisdom, just like all of the other Infinity Stones. Moving on to the next scene, which was when Agatha was on the roof, overlooking, Monica and the kids and Vision, after he ultimately came to a decision with the other Vision. And we saw Scarlet pop up, similar to how she was in Age of Ultron, which I love. Her really showing like how much of a witch she is. The way that she was, that same effect that they did in Ultron, where she kind of just, almost like a horror film, where she like creepily sped up behind Agatha and she put that, you know, magic in her mind, those negative nightmarish thoughts, just like how she did to the Avengers in Age of Ultron. I love that. I love that they did that again and that they pretty much came full circle with that. We are now going to talk about this epic battle sequence between Wanda and Agatha. Specifically, like the final battle. Like they were battling throughout the whole episode, but like the final moment where she kind of was trying to release everybody from the hex. At the same time, she recognized that she was killing her kids and she was also killing Vision at the same time. So she kind of had to decide, like, okay, do I rescue everybody or do I, you know, kill my family off in the process? So she pretty much closed the hex back up. While she was doing that, a lot of the SWORD agents, including Hayward, was able to get in the hex before it closed back up. Wanda ultimately ended up defeating and taking all of Agatha's powers from her. And she definitely pulled the old switcheroo. In episode 8, when she tried to use her powers, she couldn't. And that was because Agatha had a spell in the basement that was a roots spell, if I'm not mistaken. So the witch who actually cast the spell, the one who is controlling everything, the other witch or the person with the powers cannot use their magic because the spell is pretty much diminishing all the powers that they have. And that's exactly what Wanda did. And we get the moment that we've all been waiting for, that we've all been like hoping that would happen, which is Scarlet reaching her potential. She had her final moment with the Vision and he shed a tear. This is the first time that we've seen, you know, Vision shed a tear. Even when he was in human form in Infinity War, we didn't see him cry. So that was really interesting. The kids and, you know, Vision himself, they're all manifestations of Wanda and pretty much her subconscious. The way that the hex started to go through him, like, you know, the hex as it started to shift back into the real world, it kind of slowly, it didn't just turn like regular like the rest of the town. When they were in the house, every time like the hex went through, it went from 1960s to the 70s to the 80s to the 90s. As that, you know, hex started to go through Vision, he just slowly started to dust away. It really reminded me of like the final scene, or one of the final scenes in Shrek Forever After, where Fiona finally realized that Shrek was the love of her life and she remembered everything and she gave him that final like kiss, her true love's kiss, before he slowly like started to fade away. It was the same effect. Now we go to the first end credit scene. Monica was pulled to the side by a fellow agent. They met in the movie theater and it wanted to be in the scroll. Moving on to the last post credit scene, we see Wanda in the mountains somewhere. My first thought was it's in Norway, but really thinking about it more, I'm thinking that it could be somewhere in Russia, specifically on the outskirts of Sokovia, where she grew up at, where she was born at. She's fixing her some tea. She's in this wooden cabin. On the inside, at first, I was just like, all right, maybe she somehow still has Vision alive, because when Vision was getting ready to fade for good, she's like, we'll meet again soon. We'll say hello again. But it wound up being Wanda, and she had I was so hyped when I seen this. She had a whole Doctor Strange moment. If you guys recall in Doctor Strange, when he was quickly learning everything, he was able to learn astral projection, and while he was sleeping, he would be up at night in his astral form reading. Also, what was very, very interesting and very, very telling is the fact that we can still hear her kids' voices. We can hear Billy and Tommy kind of screaming and like crying for help somehow, some way, and she was able to hear that, and then boom, it ends right there. But yeah, yes. This is my breakdown video of WandaVision. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know any of your theories. If you predicted anything that was going to happen in this episode. Do you think there's going to be a season 2 of WandaVision? What do you think it's going to be about? Leave all your thoughts in the comment section below. I would love to hear them. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more. And I will see you in my next video.